President Joe Biden addressed the nation Thursday, announcing sanctions against Russia and decrying its invasion of Ukraine, calling it a brutal assault, a premeditated attack, and saying that this is a dangerous moment for all of Europe. Strong words, strong actions, all of them aimed at Vladimir Putin, Russia's president. Biden's strongest words and actions of his presidency, probably. Putin is the aggressor, Biden said. Putin chose this war. And now he and his country will bear the consequences. Also, America stands up to bullies. We stand up for freedom. This is who we are. But the general consensus among cable news networks covering Biden's address was that while it sounded good, it may be too little too late, and may not be enough anyway. In particular, they latched onto Biden's comment, when questioned about the effectiveness of the sanctions, that reporters check back in a month and see how much they've wounded Russia. It sounded like a colloquial expression, not a hard deadline, but it certainly gave the impression that this would take time, and time is a luxury the Ukrainian people may not have. The people in Ukraine, I'm not sure, are ready for a month or so to wait and see if the sanctions work, Bret Baier said on Fox News. And while you may not expect anyone at Fox News to praise Biden or his actions, Baier's take was echoed elsewhere. It doesn't provide that much comfort, Clarissa Ward, reporting for CNN from Kharkiv, said. Because sanctions, as we know, they can take a while before you really feel the bite. How TV News reacted to President Joe Biden's pugnacious first press conference of 2022. Biden says world will hold Putin accountable for unprovoked and unjustified attack on Ukraine. To people here, it will not feel like much, Aaron Burnett said from Lviv. CNN's Aaron Burnett, reporting from Lviv, then said, word of the sanctions, will be welcomed by the government. To people here, it will not feel like much. And on MSNBC, Katie Tour, when discussing Biden's announcement that the U.S. was freezing trillions of dollars in Russian assets, including from oligarchs, said, I wonder how effective sanctions can be, not just Vladimir Putin, but on the people who surround him who are involved in the decision-making process. There was not much suggestion of what Biden might have said or done differently, not from the media, anyway. Experts, as always, have plenty of suggestions. But CNN's Dana Bash was specific in her critique. I'm actually a little bit surprised that there wasn't a little bit more of a why. Why is this important to American citizens, she said. For a lot of people it may seem obvious why, but maybe not everybody. In fact, we know it's not everybody. Russia launched a full-scale attack on Wednesday. Cable news networks immediately went to live reports with correspondents on the ground in Ukraine. CNN reporter Matthew Chance tugged on a flak jacket and donned a helmet while reporting from Kiev, Ukraine's capital. Fox News correspondent Trey Yingst, also reporting from Kiev, grabbed his helmet during a live report. Biden details new Russian sanctions, says aggression cannot go unanswered. Some reporting was reminiscent of the start of the First Gulf War. For a moment this was reminiscent of 1991 when, at the outset of the First Gulf War, CNN's Bernard King, Peter Arnett and John Holloman reported from a hotel in Baghdad while bombs exploded around them. It was a sobering reminder that war had begun, then and now. On Thursday Biden announced the sanctions and other actions. Every asset they, Russia, have in America will be frozen, he said. He also announced that he had authorized sending more American troops to Eastern Europe. However, he said, our forces are not and will not be engaged in a conflict with Russia in Ukraine. An attack on a country that is a member of NATO is a different matter. The United States will defend every inch of NATO territory with the full force of American power, he said. Biden took questions afterwards. He's better at it than his detractors give him credit for, particularly in a situation like this, but he also declined to answer some. Why hadn't he sanctioned Putin personally today, as he had other Russians? Biden didn't respond. Had he urged China to help isolate Russia? Again, no answer. The networks noted this, too. But make no mistake, no matter who was covering Biden on Thursday, the clear enemy in the scenario is Putin. Maybe Tucker Carlson will have something different to say about that, but thankfully he wasn't on the air yet. The interview with Lester Holt went by so fast you could have missed it. On CNN, Jake Tapper was especially outspoken, particularly against Putin's claim that he would denazify Ukraine. One thing that is particularly warped in Vladimir Putin's view, everything is upside down, but to call the removal of Ukraine's democratically elected president, who is Jewish, denazification, the removal of Nazis, is yet another indication of his warped view of the world, Tapper said. Biden said Thursday that Putin wants to re-establish the Soviet Union. That's what this is all about. So what happens next? It won't take a month to find out. Here's how to manage your stocks during the crisis. Knock off the ugly partisanship as Ukraine hangs in the balance. We all deserve better.